2019 has already seen a number of high-profile cancellation. Netflix have, to the surprise of no one, confirmed that Marvel's The Punisher and Jessica Jones are done, with the latter wrapping up after season 3. The streaming service have also made the decision to can one day at a time, much to the ire of the series' loyal fanbase on social media. The CW have made the decision to end Arrow after season 8, Freeform have scrapped Shadowhunters, and the likes of The Big Bang Theory, Gotham, and Supernatural will all be over for good soon too. Plenty of heads have already rolled, and it's not even May yet, but there are plenty more that could well be on the chopping block as we move through the year. I'm Josh from WhatCulture.com, and these are 10 TV shows that will probably be cancelled in 2019. Sorry. Number 10, Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon has already overcome one massive hurdle, with star Clayne Crawford fired from the show after various allegations as to his on-set behaviour and hostility with the cast and crew, with co-star Damon Wayans in particular being vocal about his actions. Crawford left the show after 2 seasons, with his character Martin Riggs killed off at the start of season 3, and Sean William Scott stepped into the co-leading role. But the series still lost a quarter of all viewers this year, and dropped almost 30% to just 0.71 million in the 18 to 49 demo. Damon Wayans meanwhile hinted last year that he was ready to quit the show entirely, something you'd imagine would lead to them packing it in altogether, although there have since been reports of an easier work schedule being worked out for him. It's now a little murkier with regards to where they stand, but the execs have been clear it's a series with a shelf life, and if Wayans quits or the ratings decline further, then there's a good chance that'll be it this year. Number 9, Humans. Humans, a joint production between Channel 4 and AMC, has been quietly solid since its debut back in 2015, taking a smart and thoughtful approach to the topic of artificial intelligence, but it hasn't quite broken through to the mainstream in the way that a lot of other AMC series have. The long gap between seasons 2 and 3 didn't help, with the latter seeing a drop-off of over 40% in the key demographic, falling to fewer than 0.1 million viewers in that range and just 350,000 overall. That puts it towards the bottom of AMC's ratings, although it makes it a decent enough hit for Channel 4. That might be its saving grace if the bigwigs at Channel 4 are able to foot most of the bill and keep it going, but otherwise it's not going to be an appealing prospect for the network with those figures, despite its quality and having plenty of story left to tell. Number 8, Happy Together. CBS and Damon Wayans Jr. are evidently not happy together. The sitcom seemingly had a lot going for it when it was first picked up, including a charismatic star in Wayans Jr. and an executive producer credit to Harry Styles, with the show loosely based on his own experiences. I didn't even know about this show until doing this list, but based on that alone, I am so in. Despite getting off to a strong start with almost 6 million tuning in for its premiere, however, the show couldn't keep things going and failed to receive a back 9 order, with its first season wrapping up after just 13 episodes. While there's still yet to be an official decision, that should mean the writing is on the wall for this series. It's hard to see how they renew it for a second season after not committing to a full season order the first time round, even if viewing figures did rise for its last couple of episodes. Number 7, Good Girls. Good Girls got off to a reasonable start for NBC in its first season. The Christina Hendricks-led drama wasn't a mega hit by any means, but it received solid reviews and good enough ratings despite losing half of its lead-in from The Voice. That was enough to renew it for season 2, but it's returned far worse than before, with the figures for its premiere down 50% from its season 1 average and continuing to fall for its second episode. It's still early days yet, so there is a chance the show could turn things around, and since Netflix distribute it globally, that might play into things too. But if the ratings continue to fall as they are, making it one of NBC's lowest rated shows, with those below it also looking likely to be cancelled, then Good Girls will be Gone Girls. Yep, did you guys hear that? Good Girls will be Gone Girls. Gone Girls. Get it. Number 6, Splitting Up Together. Not so much splitting up together and more just splitting up, the ABC sitcom appeared to have plenty of potential when it first debuted with its limited run in spring 2018, led by such a winning turn from The Office's Jenna Fisher. Season 2 has more episodes, but it's also had a much smaller audience, and is among ABC's least watched shows. ABC did order more episodes of the show back in November, which indicates they've been willing to show some faith in it, but that hasn't been repaid with the ratings showing little improvement. If the critical response was stronger, then there might be a great chance of ABC giving it another show of faith or limited run, but it looks destined to join the slew of shows the network will probably scrap. Number 5, How to Get Away with Murder. How to Get Away with Murder was once a heavy hitter for ABC, but viewers for the Viola Davis-led thriller have dramatically declined over the years, and in season 5 have dropped almost a third in the key 18 to 49 demo. The recent 5th season ended on a cliffhanger, which might tempt ABC bosses to bring it back for a shortened 6th and final season, but otherwise its days look numbered. The series was once praised for its thrilling twists, but the sheer amount of turns it's taken have led it to become increasingly convoluted, which has likely played a part in the declining viewership. It's also pertinent that Shonda Rhimes has signed a huge deal with Netflix, meaning that's where her focus will be and giving ABC less reason to be loyal to her shows. Grey's Anatomy is still pulling in incredible figures for such a long-running series, but How to Get Away with Murder, like For the People alongside it, is one they could easily cut. Number 4, Arrested Development. It's difficult to gauge whether or not a streaming series will be cancelled, since the likes of Netflix, Amazon, and Hulu don't typically release proper ratings data. The only reason everyone was so confident that Punisher and Jessica Jones would be cancelled was that the other Marvel shows had been as well, but no one was predicting the downfall of Luke Cage or Daredevil this time last year. Still, things don't look good for Arrested Development. 5 years after Netflix revived it, the show finally continued on the streaming service in 2018 with very little fanfare and a lukewarm at best reception from critics. Now it's dropping the second half of season 5, and it's hard to find not just anyone who cares, but who has even realized it's out. Maybe lots of people are watching it in secret, but it feels like Arrested Development's time is just over. Just getting the cast all together is clearly a big headache scheduling-wise, and that's before you get to the conflicts and the issues surrounding Jeffrey Tambor's presence, but mostly it's because it's just not the same show it used to be. That's inevitable given the passage of time, but for a show that was once so far ahead of the curve, it's now well behind it, and doesn't seem to have any real future or purpose. You could say bringing it back at all was a huge mistake. Number 3, Legends of Tomorrow. The first season of DC's Legends of Tomorrow was, well, not great. The writing was clunky, the chemistry wasn't quite there, some of the team members didn't fit, looking at you Hawkman and Hawkgirl, and the villain was poor. Somehow, though, it's quietly shifted into becoming the best of all the Arrowverse series. Admittedly, the others have dropped off, but Legends is the one that has best embraced both its own premise, a team of superheroes who can travel through time, and the fun of the comic books themselves. The show is extremely silly, but in an extremely knowing way, and the way the legends bounce off each other is a joy to watch. Just not for most people, apparently, since it's the lowest rated of the 4 Arrowverse shows, and the only one not pulling in 1 million viewers. It has already been renewed for a 5th season, but there have been strong rumours about it coming to an end, just like there were with Arrow before news of its own ending. The CW is looking to shift into a new phase of DC shows, so there's a good chance they'll call Season 5 the last. The Legends might have it tomorrow, but they probably don't have another year. Number 2, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It feels like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been on the brink of cancellation for a number of years, partially because, well, it has, with the show scoring unlikely renewals after seasons 4 and 5 respectively, and Disney even stepping in to save it from cancellation in 2017. That's certainly a good thing, because after some uneven years, 4 and especially 5 took the series to new heights. It broke free from its more standard procedural trappings and was able to be bolder, darker, and weirder than before, and it resulted in a much stronger series as a result, but the damage had largely already been done. S.H.I.E.L.D. scored a renewal for a shortened 6th season, with a similarly shortened 7th season announced too, since ABC can film them back to back. That's a lot of cost cutting to keep the show around, and it's the kind of move that suggests they're winding the series down, but will still give the creators the chance to write a proper ending. Clark Gregg himself has suggested Season 7 could be the last, and with Disney Plus on the horizon and so many MCU shows in the works, there's logic in Disney now allowing this one to go. It'll definitely be back in 2020, but don't be surprised if it's announced this year that Season 7 will be the last. Number 1, The Gifted. While Marvel on the big screen continues to dominate the box office and the cultural conversation, it hasn't worked out quite so well on the small screen. Netflix have canned all of their MCU TV shows, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. might not have long left, and FX's Legion is coming to an end after its upcoming 3rd season. Like Legion, The Gifted is made by Fox, so its future is in real doubt because of the Disney-Fox merger, which is just now finalized. That leaves a big number of question marks all over Fox Marvel content, and since Disney will have MCU plans for mutants, The Gifted might be among the victims of that deal. Even if that weren't happening though, the show hasn't been gifted in the ratings department. Yep, puns, we got them. Its ratings have fallen by over 40% in Season 2, and it's the 2nd lowest rated of all the network shows, both overall and in that coveted 18 to 49 demo. That alone would be enough to cancel it, but the Disney deal is likely going to cement it. So that's our list. I know what you guys think down in the comments below. Which of these shows do you absolutely not want to see on the chopping block, and which wouldn't you be so bothered about if they did go? And while you're down there, could you give us a like, share, subscribe, and head over to whatculture.com for more lists and news like this every single day. Even if you don't though, I've been Josh, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.